They say there are two sides to every story, two sides to every coin. Our entire way of debate, justice, and conflict is built on this idea. Pick a side, heads or tails. But what if the most important part isn't on the coin at all? What if the truth is the stable, objective ground that holds the whole conflict? What if there's always a third side?
The third side method we've used to decode scripture wasn't born in a library. It was forged in a fire. My fire was a cultural proverb. A pregnant woman knows who impregnated her. As a teenager, this saying wasn't wisdom to me. It was a weapon. It was used as an unquestionable algorithmic truth to back a false accusation against me. In an instant, my testimony, my character, evidence, none of it mattered. The parable had already decided. I was guilty because the story said so. That experience nearly broke me, but it also taught me the most vital lesson. When a culture treats a parable as infallible logic, it bypasses justice. It replaces evidence with narrative. To survive, I had to find a way to step outside the story being told about me. I had to find the ground the coin was spinning on. I had to find the third side. Let's use my case study to show you the protocol. How do we analyze a harmful saying?
What's the seeming good? Listen to women. Respect personal experience. Take accusations seriously. This is valid and crucial. What's the lethal oversimplification? It equates has knowledge with is infallible. It replaces presumption of innocence with presumption of truth in one party's claim. It deletes variables like coercion, mistake, or malice. It's not a principle of justice, it's a pre-programmed verdict. The third side finding: the testimony of a pregnant woman is primary, crucial, and must be investigated with utmost seriousness and respect. But testimony is the starting point for an evidence-based process, not its conclusion. Justice requires that all claims be tested and the rights of all parties protected.
This doesn't disbelieve women. It believes in justice so much that it insists on building it properly. My story isn't unique. We are all governed by these secular scriptures, the proverbs and parables we use to judge, to dismiss, to control, and to justify. So today, Veritas Explore expands its mission. Beyond rereading scripture, we begin rereading reality. We're building a toolkit for narrative self-defense.
Here are just a few of the sayings we'll put on the stand. Blood is thicker than water. The original meaning is the opposite. It can trap people in abusive families. Boys will be boys. It excuses harm and stunts emotional growth. Respect your elders. It can silence valid criticism and enable tyranny. The customer is always right. It legitimizes the abuse of service workers. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It denies systemic reality and glorifies luck. Everything happens for a reason. It can be a spiritual bypass for real suffering.
This isn't about cynicism. It's about clarity. It's about refusing to let a catchy phrase do our thinking for us. The third side method gives you the questions to ask. Who does this saying empower and who does it silence? What evidence does it ask me to ignore? What simpler, fair principle is hiding behind this poetic one? When you hear a proverb used to shut down a debate, to judge a person, or to justify an unfairness, you now have a tool. Don't just flip the coin between the two presented sides. Look for the table. Find the third side. What's a saying you've heard used to justify something unfair? One that's always made you uneasy? Share it in the comments. It could be our next case study.
Next time, we begin with one of the most universal. Blood is thicker than water. We'll trace its twisted history, expose its modern misuse, and recover the powerful true principle it was supposed to teach. This is Veritas Explore. Stay curious.